Today on MNB Media TV, we're here at Baby Boy Studios with the owner, Brandon Ely, who is a DJ, a mentor, photographer, and entrepreneur, here to share with us his journey in becoming who he is today. Thank you so much for being a guest on MNB Media TV, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. How you doing today?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, good to have you on, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, here at MNB Media TV, we love to jump right into our interviews to have those genuine conversations with genuine people just like yourself, just to share a portion of your life's journey. And the first question we usually ask is, where are you from?
I'm from Portsmouth, Virginia.
Yes, sir. What part of Portsmouth?
Mount Herman.
Yeah, wow.
Mount Herman.
How was it for you growing up in Mount Herman?
It was kind of rough because I stayed right across the street from London Oaks.
London Oaks.
You know,
Wow.
It's a little danger zone over there.
Got you.
So,
Got you. But when you was growing up, did you have to come in before the street lights?
yes. Oh, yes.
Me too.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, the neighborhood used to look out for us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
the older
absolutely.
people, they took care of us.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any memories of growing up, good memories?
Yeah, well, my house was the house all the kids came to.
Okay.
We had the basketball goal, and we had all the snacks and the candy, the sodas. So everybody came to my
That was your house.
Yeah.
Everybody had that house.
Yeah.
Wow. You're a DJ, man, and you recently did a birthday celebration for Delegate Don Scott. What inspired you to want to DJ, man? Where did that come from?
It was kind of like, it's a funny story. I was at a party, and the DJ had to use the bathroom. And the bathroom was way around the corner. And he told me, listen, play this song. He said, and I looked at him like he was crazy. Say, man, I'm gonna give you the best song. Just push this button. And when I played the song and seen the reaction of the people, man, it's like, this is it.
To see a young man on the DJ stand.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is it.
And so that inspired you from that day
Yeah,
to want to DJ.
I wanted equipment. I told my dad, I need some equipment.
Wow. And he went out and got it for you.
Got me some stuff, and I started in the house.
Self-taught.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
You see people's purpose, and sometimes you'll walk right into it, not
Yeah.
even knowing
Yeah.
that this is gonna be a part of your life.
Never thought.
That's amazing, man. I like that. So you still DJing?
Still 28 years. It's been 20.
Wow. You talked about you used to work at the shipyard.
Yeah.
Talk about that story, man.
When I graduated high school, I was 17, and it was between going to school or working. That's what my dad said. You go to school, you work. And at the time, my DJ career had just taken off. I was DJing all the parties, and it was like, yeah, I'm making money. So do I go to school and I'm making good money? And you know, my dad worked in the shipyard for so long, so I was like, well, let me try the shipyard thing, and went into the apprenticeship, and it took a toll on me. You know, I was still DJing.
Right.
Once I left the shipyard, I would DJ that night, and then I'm back up early in the morning, back in the shipyard. So it's taking a toll on me, man. You know, at the time, I think I was DJing 4 nights out of the week, so I was making pretty good money.
Yeah. So you couldn't take the both.
Nah, the hard labor
go.
on my body, or you know, just playing some records.
Wow. That's deep, man. You also mentioned that you were in a car accident.
Yes.
Where you were almost paralyzed.
Yes.
The doctor said you would never walk again.
Yes.
Take us back to that moment of what led to the accident.
I was actually DJing that night, and leaving the club, got into a bad accident, man. I ended up in the church, and I believe it was God's way of talking to me.
Wow.
And
getting your attention.
Yeah, getting my attention. He wanted me to do something. That's the message. And ever since then, it was like all of this stuff that I'm dealing with now. It's like God said, I'm gonna give you everything you need to do what I need you to do. And that's where I'm at now.
Wow. So you're driving, leaving from DJing.
Leaving from DJing.
And all of a sudden, you find yourself driving and you run into a church.
Yeah.
Wow.
Head hit the steering wheel.
Right.
And at that point, I was paralyzed. I fell into my friend's lap. And it's just weird, man. But God was talking to me the whole time.
Absolutely. Wow. How was that recovery process for you, man? Like, you're in the hospital and doctors telling you that you may never walk again.
Yeah.
How did that moment feel? Did you ever think that you would ever DJ again, or?
I thought everything was over.
Wow.
I thought it was all, I said maybe that's why I started at a young age, you know. And it was all just, when you're laying on your back, the only thing you can see is the ceiling. And
wow.
That's the time, you know, God got your attention. So
got you.
I was just trying to figure out, you know, my life started really, I was in clubs DJing as a teenager, you know, and just like, maybe that's why I started really. And it just wasn't reality to me that I wouldn't be able to walk. I wasn't.
I know sometimes we get into things or situations, it makes you more appreciative.
Oh yeah.
When you find, like you say, you find yourself on your back, you start thinking about things, man, you know, that you have where you know, probably neglected before, but now it's like, wow, you see the importance of life.
Oh yeah.
Wow. So that's where it had you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, scared everybody.
Yeah, so you had to rehabilitate your own self, or, because I know you mentioned to me before that was before COVID.
Right before it was actually when I was able to actually walk. I still had a cane, I still had to use my walker, but I could move. The introduction of COVID hit. And at the time, you know, I'm still focused on my body.
Right.
As soon as I was able to do, they were saying, they were shutting everything down.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was in the house for 4 months on my back. Now you can't go nowhere.
You can't go, yeah.
So I couldn't go to therapy or nothing. And I basically had to teach myself a lot. You know, still to this day, my balance is a little off.
You know. Wow. Man, you never know who's listening and who's going through probably something similar to what you went through.
Yeah.
Tell us how you got through that emotionally, man. Like, were there your family, prayer?
Praying. God was basically talking to me the whole time. You know, as I tell the kids that I work with, you know, God has his ways of giving you attention. And so when you're on your back, you're quiet. And that's the best time God can talk to you, when you're quiet, no distractions. You know, nobody's around. My family comes. I have a praying family.
Yes, sir.
My brother is a pastor. So.
Okay. What's his name?
Oric.
Okay, shout out to Oric.
Yeah, my older brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were praying family, man. But I kind of knew because people were saying I was moving fast. My process was going faster than they ever seen. So
that's good, man. And you're a miracle.
Yeah.
You mentioned
I'm a miracle, walking miracle.
Yeah. Talk about this bone, man, that the doctor saw growing in your body. Talk about that.
So we had an appointment to go get x-rays done and see what was going on. Was I healing? And we noticed this solid object going down my back.
Wow.
From my neck to my back. And I'm asking the doctor, is that real?
Looking at the x-ray.
Yeah, you know, I'm used to seeing a regular person's spine. I'm not seeing that. So I'm just seeing this solid tube. And it was like, the doctor was like, looks like a new bone is growing over the old bones, but it's solid. And their worry was, would I be able to bend over and be flexible?
Right.
So.
Wow. So you're a walking miracle.
Walking miracle, man.
Wow, they still can't figure it out.
Still can't figure it out, man.
Wow. Brandon, everything that you do has Baby Boy attached to it, man. Where did that name Baby Boy come from? We're sitting in an ideal right now. You call it Baby Boy.
It came from the shipyard. When I entered the shipyard, I was 17. I had a baby face. I couldn't do certain things.
Right.
And the older guys just Baby Boy. That's where it came
Okay,
from.
Baby Boy. So everything is called Baby Boy. Wow. Photography, mentoring, everything is Baby Boy.
Everything is Baby Boy.
I like it, man. So how is it being an entrepreneur? And are there any moments where you feel like it's too overwhelming, like with all of this you run with the studio?
For years, the DJing and the photography took care of the mentoring.
Okay.
I was able to help kids play sports, paying for registration fees, back to school supplies, clothes, shoes, and stuff like that. So the DJing was consistent. The photography came along, and it wasn't planned, but it took off. And so it gets overwhelming sometimes because you got both ends coming heavy.
Right.
And I turned down a lot.
Wow.
But I'm in the process of, in which I was told you're supposed to leave your blessing with somebody. So I'm giving these kids
like that legacy.
Here, I'm leading y'all to be able to do this takeover.
I like that, man. So you're teaching them everything.
Teaching them
about the business.
Yeah.
I love it, man. It's a great segue into your mentorship, where you mentor men, like, on a daily basis or
every day.
Every day. So what are some of the challenges? We see so much going on with our young Black men today. What are some of the challenges that you see that, contribute to what you see going on?
The number one is the missing fathers. That's the main kids we focus on. The kids without fathers. It's hard trying to be a man and not seeing a man.
That's deep, man. Never seeing that. Yeah.
So they're trying to figure out, which on the other hand, you got a young man with a father, he's more likely to be successful.
Right.
So we try to focus on those kids without the father figures. And we done had thousands of kids, man, over the years. It's been 23 years of mentoring.
Wow.
And so.
Wow. So seeing these young kids without fathers, man, what do you say to them? Like, you just spend time with them, or?
Yeah, it's, in most cases, it's the love is missing.
Okay.
In which I learned this at a young age. I always had my father around.
Gotcha.
And my mother. So I didn't know that feeling, but I watched my close friends. They didn't have fathers. And I watched how they would come to my father, for advice and stuff. And it kind of hit me. They getting in a lot of trouble. Who are they following behind? Another kid without a father. So I would always, that encouraged me because I watched a lot of my friends die. I watched a lot of them go to jail. And, I didn't want the kids to go after what we was doing, so.
Wow. And you see a lot of success stories.
A lot of them, man. So, I think out of the thousands of kids that I've mentored, we have one that went to prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What's one of the greatest lessons that you always teach them?
Accountability.
Accountability. What does that mean to you?
To me, as I tell them, you can't fix a problem if you don't admit there is a problem.
I like it.
And so when I talk to the kids, I tell them that, okay, we did it. You did it. Now it's our job to figure out how to fix it. What can we do to stop this from happening again? What is causing you to do this? I say, but we have to say, I did it. You know, that's the first start of it.
You think that's hard for us to say sometimes?
All the time.
It's my fault.
Yeah, it's
I'm
all
the
the
problem.
time. All the time. All the time. Pride will
rob you.
Yeah.
Rob you.
Yeah.
Wow. So older men go through that too.
Yeah.
And young men, we all do.
Nobody, it's like, nobody really wants to take the blame for what they're doing. They always point the finger. But, you know, I learned that, I think I was 25 when it hit me. An older guy told me. He says, if you don't accept the responsibility for what you're doing, you will never fix it. Because to you, it's not your fault. And it hit me. I was like, that's true. Because if you saying, I didn't do it, which a lot of kids do, I ain't do it. I ain't do it. Yeah, it's somebody's fault.
Right.
But you the one
so powerful, man.
that did something to the teacher. You said it first. And you know. So,
that's so powerful, man. Accountability.
Yeah.
Owning up to what
that's it.
You do.
Yeah.
That's deep, man. That'll carry for. What are some of the names, man, of some young men?
It's so many, man. But I'm gonna name one that's recently, he's getting ready to graduate. I've been coaching him since he was 7 years old. He was on one of the teams that won me my first championship in one of the leagues I coached in. You know, he's been with me from 7. I think the last team I had, he was 13 or 14. And I watched how he grew.
Wow.
And now he's one of the top running backs in Hampton Roads. And,
wow.
His name is Dontavius Booker.
Okay.
And great athlete, man. He's a great athlete, great student. I'm hoping he gets in a good college.
Wow. And
I think that's going to be a problem for a lot of the athletes coming up because of they're taking the funding. You know, scholarship-wise, a lot of the schools are not going to have that scholarship money to bring kids in.
Is that only black colleges?
That seems like what's going to be the issue.
Wow.
They're going to stop funding a lot, and a lot of athletes are going to lose out. And it's sad to say that, and I always preach to the kids, it's a 1% chance that you make it on a college roster because it's millions of high school senior athletes. And a lot of parents don't see that. A lot of the athletes don't see it. And so I say it even gets smaller when it comes to professional ball because it's less athletes that make it professional. So it's getting rough, man.
Yeah.
So I try to keep the kids' minds, you know, you can be great either way.
Yeah, so I was about to say, you know, sometimes we focus just on the athletic part, you know, instead of the academic, correct? Yeah. You know, but both matter. Yeah.
Everybody's not going to make it.
Absolutely.
Everybody's not going to make it with the sports, man.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you might have one be that entrepreneur that, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's deep. So you're a man, you know, you mentor a lot of guys. What keeps you motivated? You know what I mean? What
seeing them be successful.
Okay, that puts a smile on your face.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, it's like, I get in my mind, why am I doing this? You see how the kids are getting, when the kids started praising murders, it bothered me badly. I say, I already know that kids are hurting because of family situation. Father's missing, so that pain is there. But when they started to brag about deaths, I got depressed for a second. I was like, why am I mentoring? If this is what kids are thinking, that it's okay to kill somebody, but then brag about
Never heard that, man. They brag about
that. Going to cemeteries and the stuff you see now is beyond. And I said, you know, it'll turn you off real fast to why am I doing this?
Right.
And so, you know,
Wow.
I just pray. I keep God
Gotcha.
and I allow God to lead me. He always puts me in the right places.
Yeah. So have you ever had a kid that you mentored that seemed like impossible to help?
That's the one that's in prison.
Got you. Wow.
And we got him when he was 16. And I was telling the judge, I said, look, man, when they get a certain age, it's hard to flip them because they're so comfortable with what they're doing. And when you don't have nobody at home checking you for your behavior, your grades, you out here in the streets robbing people and this and that, and you're in the gangs, it's like it's normal behavior to them. So trying to fix that is rough.
Right.
And so that's why I try to get them from the age is 5.
Yes. Yes.
So they potty train.
Yeah, still fertile ground.
Yeah. You can get so much in them. These are the learning stages.
Yeah. Wow. Is mental health a big thing that you see going on? What does that look like in our youth since you're around them all the time? Because a lot of people hear about it and they see it, but they don't know actually, you know, what young men go through with mental health, but you see it all the time. What does that look like?
It's kind of rough because in most cases, there's no help. So I was just talking to a mother about her son and how she said he just flipped overnight. I said, well, you have to look at it. When your friends are being murdered every other day and there's no help there, I said, you gotta step into his body for a second. Am I next? Am I gonna be the one they come after? All my friends around me dying? And so that mental stage is off. And so when you not, that's just like when you get sick, you don't get no medicine, you know, you will keep getting sick.
Yeah.
And so our kids are not getting help. And I think a lot of parents get into this, they'll be okay. And I went through that stage when my friends were being killed. And I think my parents looked at it like they didn't know what to do with me because they not used to that, the killings. And back in the day, that stuff wasn't really going on. Everybody loved each other, you know, getting along. And when they just like, I don't know what to do, you know.
Wow.
So a lot of our kids are fighting, man.
Yeah.
They're fighting.
So sometimes they become something that they're not in order to either fit in or defend, protect themselves. So I'm gonna go get something. Yeah.
And that's the case that's going on now. Like I look at a lot of the athletes, they're getting in these big gangs and all this trouble now. It was unheard of when I was growing up because they protected the athletes. But now if you look at it, the athletes hang with the street dudes. So if the street dudes is tied up into all this gunplay, I'm hanging with them. I gotta protect myself. So it all, you know.
Wow.
It's just bad, man.
Wow. What would you say to parents today? Something they could, you know, ask their children or talk to them, because sometimes they don't know how to talk to them.
And that's a major, I've always told counselors, you know, we blame parents a lot, but a lot of parents haven't fixed their traumas. So it's hard to love on your kids the right way. And you still dealing with your mess.
That's so deep, man. Wow. So it's like an ongoing cycle.
And so you pump your traumas into your kids.
That's so deep, man. Wow.
Rough, man.
Deep. That's deep. That's deep. You know, listening to it, I hope, because I always say you never know who's listening. So whoever listens to this, you know, can get some insight, you know. Have some accountability. I gotta fix me first.
Fix me first.
And then in order to fix somebody else.
If you ever notice, most babies are created while two individuals are trauma bonding. Most people get in relationships when they're going through something. And then you bring a baby into the situation. Never works.
Never works.
issues.
Wow, man. As we close out this conversation, man, I really enjoyed it, man. You got great insight. We really appreciate what you're doing to help the youth.
Thank you.
You know, really appreciate it. What would you say to your younger self, that 12-year-old Brandon, that up-and-coming DJ? If you could go back, share some wisdom with him, what would you say to him?
I would have slowed down. I was growing up too fast. I would have slowed down, but I always tell people that I thank God for the lessons through all of it, you know, because it prepared me for what I'm doing now. So.
But even though we were going fast, there was a level of respect.
Oh, yeah.
It was some respect, man. Yeah. Things we just wouldn't do.
We wouldn't do.
You know? Yeah. Wow.
Totally different.
Yeah. So, what's next for you? What's next for Baby Boy? What you got coming up?
Well, right now we expanded the studio I'm in. We're gonna be doing classes for kids.
Okay.
Teaching them photography, videography, recording, how to record. I believe God gave me the space for me to allow kids, from what's going on in the world right now, to be able to express themselves. And that's a main problem with our kids now. They're not able to express themselves. They had to hold a lot in. And so recording music, photography, content creating, you know, everything possible dealing with music, arts, theater.
Got you.
We're giving it to them.
Got you. You got an upcoming session though, right?
Yes.
When is that?
That's this Tuesday coming up.
Wow. Talk about that, man.
We have God sent me this, and it was a lot of people are getting in that suicidal stage, and they hold in their issues. So we having group adult sessions for adults to come express themselves.
Wow.
Release your problems.
All right.
We're gonna have people here, professionals here, if you need some professional help. But most people don't have nobody to talk to. You know, their friends talk about them, family talking about you when you're going through something. In my building, there's a no judgment zone.
Got you.
Come get it off your chest, and maybe we can help each other.
Right. So what's that date again?
Tuesday. This Tuesday coming up, I believe is the 11th.
Yeah. I
11th.
believe that. So you never know when people gonna hear this. So I want to get that straight, man. March the 11th.
March the 11th.
Got you, man. We really appreciate you being on MBB Media TV, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yeah. How can people reach out to you? Bring their kids to you.
Well, I'm located in the Chesapeake area.
Okay.
838 Old George Washington Highway, Suite I. You can call me 757-537-0404. Email babyboyphotography757@gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
DJ babyboy757
whole lot
at gmail.com. Babyboy Mentoring Program at gmail.com. I do have a photography website. That's www.bbp757.smugmug.com. That's basically it.
Man, you do a lot, man.
Yeah.
We praying for you, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Praying for your strength, man. You do a lot. It's a good work.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right.
All right.